Reorganization meeting of Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders. Please come to order. The notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-10, has been complied with and shall be entered into the minutes of this meeting. Please take a moment to make sure all your cell phones are silent. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our newly elected freeholders, Charles Tamara, Sandy Nara, and Leslie Cobble, escorted by freeholders Kenneth Armwood, Charles Kenny, Ronald Rios, and Lapita Valenti, along with the Middlesex County Police and Fire Pipes and Drums. Please rise as the honor guard of the Middlesex County Sheriff's Office and the Middlesex County Corrections Services present the colors and remain standing with a flag salute, national anthem in his location.
Bring on! Out, kid!
Former U.S. Army Staff Sergeant, and former National Commander of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, who will lead us in the salute to the flag of our country.
Omar, present first!
Please join me in pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Present all. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please welcome Amanda Siller, senior at Monmouth University with a major in music education and a graduate of Monroe Township High School, who will sing the Star Spangled Banner.
Folks say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose rush stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It is my pleasure to introduce Reverend Monsignor Joseph Curry, pastor of Immaculate Conception Church in Spotswood, who will offer the invocation.
evening, everyone. I'd just like to offer you a quote from Dag Hammarskjöld, the first Secretary General of the United Nations. I don't know who or what put the question. I don't know when it was put. I don't even remember answering. But at some moment I did answer yes to someone or something. And from that hour I was certain that existence is meaningful, and that therefore my life in self-surrender had a goal. We pray, Almighty God, for these people who surrender many things. Surrender time with their family, surrender their personal time, surrender their privacy to better serve your people. We ask, Almighty God, to bless them, to be with them, and to help them always be people of good character in service of you and of our brothers and sisters. And we ask this prayer always in your name. Amen.
Under guard. Fly. Beast. Right there. Left. Face. Alert. Arch. Idle. March. Idle. Idle. Right. Idle. 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 Right. On your seat. Coast.
Everyone can be seated now, please. Thank you. In the last year, Middlesex County has been fortunate to develop new and existing relationships with those who will be tasked with leading our state back to its rightful position and solving the problems facing New Jersey. Two of those people are here tonight with us. Governor-elect Phil Murphy. And Speaker-designate Craig Coffin. Before I introduce our distinguished guests, I would like to take a moment to recognize a person who is familiar to everyone in Middlesex County. Former Mayor of Metuchen and Chief of Staff, Governor-elect Phil Murphy, Pete Camerano on the touch. Pete's ascension to the Chief of Staff position is the pinnacle of a successful career in public service. The Governor-elect couldn't have picked a stronger and more capable leader to help him realize his vision for New Jersey. Metuchen's loss of Mayor Camerano will be the state's gain. And I know that Pete is going to bring our Middlesex County values to Trenton and help set our state back on the right path. I would also like to recognize the new mayor of Metuchen, Jonathan Bush, who, while having big shoes to fill, is capable and prepared in his own right and will bring a new perspective to Metuchen. I would now like to introduce a person we all know, who has been tasked by his peers with leading the General Assembly of the state of New Jersey for this coming session. As Speaker Designate, Craig Coffin will be a valuable leader for our state. We've all seen the work he has done in Woodbridge and in Middlesex County, working tirelessly to fight for our families and our values. Speaker-designate Coffin has been a valuable partner in government to me, our Freeholder Board, and all of Middlesex County. And I'm proud of the role he has played in advancing Middlesex County's interest and cementing our place at the forefront of any statewide discussion. Please join me in welcoming our friend, Speaker-designate Craig Coffin.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming out on this very cold night, but it's certainly warm in here. Let me just before I have the privilege of introducing Governor-elect Murphy, I just want to say, take 45 minutes or so to say thank you first and foremost. There is no better place to be from than Middlesex County.
I am a true product. Born in Perth Amboy, raised in South Amboy. I live in Woodbridge. I think we're going to get an apartment in Carteret. Pretty soon in Sherrill. But you know, this is a special time for Middlesex County. We have the Chief of Staff in the Governor's Office, and we're going to soon have the Speaker. And that's a function of coming from a place that is remarkably stable, both politically and governmentally, and because of each of you, we're able to ascend. So thank you very much, Middlesex County. To my friends, to Charlie and Sandy and Leslie, you do a magnificent job. Congratulations on your re-election. My friend Kevin Hoagland, who is, I dare say, the best surrogate in the state of New Jersey. Kevin, well deserved. To all of the members of the Freeholder Board, you do a terrific job. You make us proud each and every day. You're a model for what a Freeholder Board ought to be. And Freeholder Director Ron Rios, you're a tremendous leader, and we were lucky to have you. Thank you all, and congratulations. And now it's my distinct honor and privilege to introduce the next governor of the state of New Jersey. You know, he seems so familiar because Phil Murphy has been here so many times over the course of these last 27 years that he's been running. But the truth of the matter is that he recognized early on in the process that Middlesex is a central place to success. And so he has become someone that we all know and feel familiar with, and that is very fortunate for us. We're also very fortunate to have him because, let's face it, our state faces some real challenges. We face a middle-class attack on the middle class from Washington. We have a mess that was left by the current administration, and we have real issues to tackle here, from a financial picture that is often considered bleak to a crumbling infrastructure and transit system that needs repair. But we are fortunate to have a leader with great vision and tenacity, somebody I am excited to work alongside with as we try to do what is right and best to restore New Jersey to its proper place as a real leader in this great nation. And so I ask you for a big round of applause for our next governor, Phil Murphy.
Here tonight. I'm here so often. Craig, where'd you go? I'd like to split that apartment with you in Carteret. Possible. Is that all right?
You get the first 2 minutes.
I'll get the first 2. Okay, that's a deal. I'm so thrilled to be here. This is a home away from home for me, and there's a lot of data points that underpin that. And there's a lot of people in this room that I can get really excited about. Let me start with Craig. What a badge of honor for Middlesex County, for this state, frankly, for his community, his family, and the so many friends in this county and around the state, that Craig is the Speaker designated the General Assembly of the great state of New Jersey. We could not have a better leader coming up to bat. I cannot tell you how excited I am to work with Craig. Freehold Director Ron Rios. Ron, thank you so much to you and all of your colleagues for your support, your friendship. It means more than you know. You've been incredibly gracious from moment one. Speaking of moment one for me politically in this state was shared one-on-one with your chairman, a guy that, frankly, you could say without any embellishment, I wouldn't be here without him and the relationship that we developed in it. For me, at least, and I've said this a lot, it's a statement not just in words but in action. Where's the action in the state? Where do you go when you sort of plant your first flag in the ground 4 years ago, trying to figure out whether or not there's a political path forward? And the unambiguous answer to that question was Middlesex County, and the unambiguous answer to that is Chairman Kevin McKay. Pete Camerano was not in the room when he was just referred to so graciously, I believe. You just came in after Ron spoke about you. It was incredible, Pete. I hope we have this on videotape, Ron. I think we do. But I echo what Ron said and what Craig said after you. I could not be blessed with a better partner in the front office as we assume. I'm still on the other side of the Bible, by the way. I don't get there for another 13 days. I cannot imagine a better partner than Pete. We've known each other since way back when. We've stayed in touch on and off over the years. And it is a badge of honor that Pete will serve as the Chief of Staff. So Pete, God bless you, buddy. Thank you. We don't have just one congressman or congresswoman here tonight. We have two. And we have two rock stars. In Middlesex County, it's another badge of honor. And what an incredible source of pride to have the representatives that this county has going to war every day with a wrong-headed Republican leadership in Congress. And as my wife would say, our president, he who shall not be named. But what a treat it is to have Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman and Congressman Frank Pallone in the House. I literally don't know where we'd be without you. I'm incredible. I mentioned my wife who couldn't be here. She's actually presiding in Burlington County, but I did bring my date tonight. My daughter Emma Murphy is with me. Emma, it's great to have you with us. We have stood for in our campaign, in our transition, and we will, as a governing reality, for a stronger, fairer economy that works for every New Jersey family, period. We are not strong enough, we are not fair enough, and when it does work in this state, it works for very few. And so I just want to say tonight, to reiterate, we are committed to doing just that, to get this state back to the place where folks say, you know what, that is a strong economy, it is fair again, and it works for everybody. It won't be easy, it won't be overnight, and it won't be made any easier by what's coming at us out of Washington. Whether we nominated, for instance, two extraordinary women today to serve subject to Senate confirmation in cabinet positions. In running through all the deliberations, this was Human Services and Children and Family Services, was not just the reality of the inside the four walls challenges we have in New Jersey, but what we need to do to compensate, to push back, to be creative, to deal with all that's coming at us out of Washington. But if we work together, and I know that we will, and there's no county that embodies this state more than Middlesex County. I'm thrilled to wear as a badge of honor that we won this county in a big way on November 7th. And I just want you to know tonight that I'm not going to be the guy who was just here when I needed you. I want you to know that I'm going to be here when you need me. And that's a word I could bear. Lastly, this is enough about me and others here. This is about the four people behind me who won on the same line as we won on that great day on November 7th. You've got three extraordinary freeholders. Charlie and I met in the woods about 3.5 years ago. Santi and Leslie in the intervening years. You've got three extraordinary public servants. They will rejoin an extraordinary board of chosen freeholders under Ron Rios' leadership, and I don't think there's a more powerful body like it in this state. And then you add to that, and I concur with the comments I'll incorporate by reference, Surrogate Judge Kevin Hoagland is an outstanding public servant. He embodies the American dream, and he joins two other extraordinary constitutional officers, Millie Scott as sheriff and Elaine Flynn as clerk, and I think that's as powerful a lineup of constitutional officers, I think, anywhere in this state. So God bless you all. Congratulations to each and every one of you, and thank you so much for having me and hosting me so graciously tonight, as you have so often over the past many years. Take care, folks.
Middlesex County Clerk Elaine Flynn will read the certification of elections for the members of the Board of Chosen Freeholders and the surrogate.
Once again, it's an honor to be here and celebrate the election of 4 fine people, but I have to tell you that as being the president of the constitutional officers of the state, I know that Kevin Hoagland is the best surrogate in the state. And just to give you a bit of a warning, believe it or not, we already have the schedule for this year. This is the primary election, and your ballots or your petitions have to be in to me by April 2nd, so it's not really that far away. May I now read the certification of elections. A statement of the determination of the Board of County Canvassers relative to an election held in the County of Middlesex on the 7th day of November in the year of our Lord 2017 for the election of surrogate and 3 freeholders. They are Charlie Tamaro, Santee Nara, and Leslie Koppel, our newest freeholder. I would like to now read the rest of this proclamation. They were duly elected freeholders and surrogate for the state of New Jersey, County of Middlesex, state of New Jersey. I do hereby certify that the foregoing is a true, full, and correct statement of the determination of the Board of County Canvassers as filed in the office of the County Clerk of Middlesex. Once again, congratulations.
At this time, I would like to call upon Freeholder-elect Leslie Koppel of the Township of Monroe to be sworn in as a member of the Board of Chosen Freeholders. I call upon the Honorable Linda Greenstein, Senator from the 14th Legislative District of New Jersey, to administer the oath of office. Holding the Bible for Freeholder-elect Koppel are Steve Hancock and her children Remy Koppel-Eggard, Avery Koppel-Eggard, and Jacob Koppel-Eggard.
Leslie Koppel.
I, Leslie Koppel,
Do solemnly swear
that
I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state under the authority of the people, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of member, Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders,
member, Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders,
according to the best of my ability.
So
So help me God.
help me God. Thank you. Thank you all. And a special thanks to Senator Greenstein for swearing me in this evening and for her friendship, leadership of District 14. Thank you very much. I'm delighted to have my family here this evening, and I especially want to acknowledge my baby, Avery, because like Emma, who was the date of the governor this evening, my daughter tagged along with me on many events, many hot dog rallies. And after each event, we went to an ice cream store. So in each of your municipalities, we know where the best ice cream is now. I'd also like to thank Steve Hancock, who, while I was out campaigning in the evening, he stayed home and actually was studying for his professional engineering license, and we were both successful. So I was elected, and he passed his test, and he's now a professional engineer. Congratulations. It's an honor to be sworn in for a full 3-year term, on the Freeholder Board. Though I've been on the board for a short time, I'm proud of what we've accomplished over the past year, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. As the chair of the Finance Committee, I am particularly proud that Middlesex County, due to its financial acumen, continues to have a AAA bond rating for the 16th year in a row, decreasing its overall debt while being able to make infrastructure investments. In 2018, I want to continue to ensure that we invest in our communities, support programs that bring people together, to make Middlesex County an even better place to raise a family, to start a business, get an education, or buy a home. There are many people I would like to thank who have supported me over the past year. My fellow freeholders, thank you, and especially Director Rios, who believes in the county team. And it's our freeholders, the county staff, who work together to serve our residents, and we serve as a model, the Freeholder Board of good government. Thank you, Director. I also want to thank the entire Middlesex County Democratic Organization, Vice Chair Beatrice Moskowitz, and significantly Chairman Kevin McCabe. When we talk about leadership and we talk about team building, it starts right in the seat right there, Kevin. So thank you very much for pulling the Middlesex County team together, putting us on the map, and for your stewardship. Our friends from Labor, who have always been so supportive of us, we're proud to work with you to fight for our shared values every day. And finally, I'd also like to thank everyone who is here tonight, braving the cold before the storm, for coming out, supporting us, but not only tonight, throughout the past year, but also your interest, your involvement, and your dedication, each one of you being here tonight, that's what makes Middlesex County such a special place. So thank you all.
At this time, I would like to call upon Freeholder-elect Santhi Nara of the Township of North Brunswick to be sworn in as a member of the Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders. I call upon the Honorable Frances Womack III, Mayor of North Brunswick, to administer her oath of office. Holding the Bible for Freeholder-elect Nara is her mother, Kranthi Nara, and her sister, Jyothi Nara.
I, Santhi Nara,
I, Santhi Nara,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of member, Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders, according to the best of my ability. So help me God.
So help me God. My mayor has to make it official. Hello, everyone. I want to start off tonight by thanking once again Frances Womack, who I'm a little biased, I think is the best mayor in the state of New Jersey. I want to thank him not only for his leadership and his friendship, but I was privileged to serve on the town council in North Brunswick for nearly 7 years. And it was Mac and my fellow councilmen there who taught me the ropes on how to navigate New Jersey politics. because I may have been raised in New Jersey, but New Jersey politics is a whole other kettle of fish, as many of you know. So not only Mayor Mack and the council, but all of the people in North Brunswick who supported me and who came out and were involved in making our community a better place. Because without the foundation I got in North Brunswick, I couldn't be here today. And part of that is also due, as was mentioned before, to Kevin McCabe, our Democratic chair, and Beatrice Moskowitz, as well as everyone else in the organization. So thank you very much both to Kevin and Beatrice. I will say that I have been privileged to be a freeholder for the last 14 months. I was appointed in October of 2016, and I had very big shoes to fill of freeholder Polos. And I will tell you that I owe a great deal of thanks also to him, because he was always available to me in these last 14 months for advice, support, and he did an incredible job while he was a freeholder. And so I do owe a debt of thanks to him also. And as well as the freeholder board. When I got on, the director gave me a lot of great advice. All the freeholders here helped teach me the ropes, and I had a terrific set of running mates this last year in Charlie Tamaro, Leslie Koppel, and the truly wonderful and great surrogate Kevin Hoagland. So I thank you all for that. I will tell you very briefly that I also do have to, of course, thank my family. And as Father Joe mentioned in his invocation, he talked about sacrifices public servants make in order to serve, but I have to point out that our families often sacrifice just the same, if not more. And because they're the ones who always have to deal with our absences and support us when we come back tired or grumpy or anything. And so I've got to tell you, my rocks are my mother and my sister, because they man the home front. I have them here, and I have my cousins here, as well as my parents' best friends who helped raise me with them. And I'm missing my father. Some of you have heard me speak before. I always mention him because my parents brought me to this country when I was 2 years old. And one of the proudest days of my father's life was when he became a United States citizen. And he taught me to love and respect this country. And he always had this slight dream that maybe someday one of his kids might possibly be a politician, because he had an amazing respect for public servants. And he would have loved this day, as he would have loved all the days since I first got into politics in 2009. And I know that I am here because of the foundation he and my mother gave me. I will end by saying this. I am so dedicated to serving Middlesex County and the Committee, Public Safety and Health. It's made up of an incredible number of public servants who may not be elected to office, but they work every single day for everybody in this room and beyond in Middlesex County. And I'm dedicated to making them look good by representing them, but they make me look good every day because of what they deliver to the residents. So I'm looking forward to this next year. I have to do it all over again in November. So that's when I'm hopefully going to get my 3-year term. But I want to thank everyone here, thank everyone on the stage, and say once again, it's my privilege to serve. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to call upon Freeholder-elect Charles E. Tamaro of the Township of Edison to be sworn in as a member of the Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders. I call upon the Honorable Peter Barnes III, Family Court Judge, to administer the oath of office to Freeholder-elect Tamaro. Holding the Bible for Freeholder-elect Tamaro is his wife Maria Tamaro, son Justin Tamaro, and daughter Amanda Troiano.
I, Charles E. Tamaro, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
That I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of New Jersey.
and the Constitution of New Jersey.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance
And I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same,
and to the governments
to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
and justly perform all the duties of member of the Middlesex County Chosen Board of Freeholders
member of the Board of Chosen Freeholders, Middlesex County,
according to the best of my
according
ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me
so
God.
help me God.
I don't think so. First of all, Happy New Year, and thanks for coming this evening. I'm especially glad to be here this year because remember 3 years ago, I was sworn in at the JFK Johnson Rehabilitation Center and JFK Medical Center because I had a broken femur. So I'm really glad that I can make it this year. Congratulations to my running mates, Kevin Hoagland. He's not only a great surrogate, but he's an awesome person with a great personality and a lot of fun to be around. And he's also a Yankee and Giants fan. Even though our Giants weren't doing too well this year, we were miserable most of the year. Congratulations to Leslie and Sante. It was an honor campaigning with you and going door to door and all the campaign stops that we made. It was greatly, truly an honor to do that this year. Congratulations to our Governor-elect, Phil Murphy. It's great to have you here this evening. I know we did a lot of campaign stops together, and I remember when you said in a lot of those campaign stops in Middlesex County was where you kicked those tires. Well, we have a lot of flats in Middlesex County, so we'll be coming to you for a lot of help, along with Craig Coughlin. So congratulations to both of you. It'll be great to work with you. I want to thank our Middlesex County Chair, Kevin McCabe, and our Vice Chair, Bernice Moskowitz, for all you did, for keeping us on point and making sure that we made all our events, and John Carroll and the MCDO staff for all you did for us in this 10 months that we worked together in this campaign. Especially want to thank my wife Maria and my children for their continuous support, and thank you, the Honorable Judge Peter Barnes, for coming in and swearing me in as a freeholder. Lastly, I'd like to thank the county employees who show up to work every day. You are the ones who make this county the greatest county in the land, and thank you for doing that. 2017 was a joyous year with the birth of my granddaughter Scarlett, with the great victories in June and an awesome win in November 7th. And 2017 was also a year with sorrow, with the passing of my father-in-law, Dr. Tom Paterniti, and my stepfather recently on December 9th. So tonight I dedicate to both my father and my stepfather this night. You know, Tom Paterniti was a man to so many people. He was a political mentor to so many local, county, statewide candidates, and it would be almost impossible to list them all. Most notable was former Edison Councilman and Mayor Henry Kukowski, one of his best friends for years, and former Freeholder and Edison Mayor Stephen Capestro. Former Edison Councilman and Assemblyman and State Senator, now Superior Court Judge Peter Barnes, who started his political career very modestly. As a teenager, Peter campaigned door to door with Doc. He persuaded Tom Lanke to run for town council in 2009 and then to run for mayor in 2013, recognizing Tom would bring progress and restore pride to Edison. Doc was proud to support Edison Councilman Robert Karabinchek for the State Assembly and proud to see his former state aide, Matthew Doherty, win election as mayor of Belmar. He also helped the people like Sid Franco, Michael Lombardi, Alvaro Gomez, Robert Deal, Billy Kruzak, and the wife of Steve Capitan, Joan Capitan. The list of names is amassing of who he helped, mentored, and who became friends with Doc. As for my political service, Doc helped me in so many ways it would take hours for me to explain them all. If I can only manage to fill one of Doc's shoes, I will be an outstanding public official. Dr. Paterniti left Edison and Middlesex County in New Jersey a much better place, and we are all better people because we knew him and learned from him. I know that Doc is in a better place, probably organized in a Democratic Party of angels with his best friend Hedwig Kukowski right on his side, along with Tony Lentzes, Duck Lanke, Sid Franco, and Barney Dyer, and Steve Campestro. He was a great man and an honor to know. Thank you and Happy New Year.
At this time, I would like to call upon Surrogate-elect of the City of New Brunswick, Kevin Hoagland, to be sworn in as Middlesex County Surrogate. I call upon the Honorable John E. Keefe, retired appellate court judge. Holding the Bible for Surrogate-elect Hoagland are his children, Kevin Hoagland Jr. and Morgan Hoagland, his mother, Ellen Hoagland, his brothers, John, Gary, and Christopher Hoagland, his sister, Diane Hoagland, and Deputy Surrogate Eileen Weber.
This is only a small fraction of the family. I'd like to make a few comments on this occasion, my ability to have the privilege of administering the oath of office to my nephew Kevin for the 6th time. My research reflects, I hope it's correct, but I think it's right, that Kevin has served as surrogate longer than any other surrogate in Middlesex County history. And after I administer the oath of office and he starts his next term, at the end of that term he will have served 30 years as surrogate for the people of Middlesex County. That's a remarkable event for anyone, any one person. But for a man who has spent 2/3 of his life in a wheelchair, is exceptional. Kevin has been a beacon of hope for every disabled person in this county, and has proven by example that he has paved the way for people like him who are disabled, who can have a meaningful life. And they owe Kevin thanks for paving the way. So obviously I have to jump on the Kevin bandwagon and now have the honor of administering his oath of office.
Let me read that one. All right, ready? You read it. Okay.
Kevin, repeat after me. I, Kevin John Hoagland.
I, Kevin John Hoagland.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of New Jersey.
And the Constitution of New Jersey.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
And to the governments established in the United States.
And to the governments established in the United States.
And in this state.
And in this state.
Under the authority of the people.
Under the authority of the people.
And I will faithfully.
And I will faithfully.
Impartially.
Impartially.
And justly perform.
And justly perform.
All the duties.
All the duties.
Of surrogate of Middlesex County.
Of surrogate of Middlesex County.
According to the best of my ability.
According to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God. I'm going right here. Yeah. Good evening. First, let me say happy New Year. And I can predict, knowing the freeholders that are sitting at the table, that 2018 will be a wonderful year for the more than 800,000 residents of Middlesex County. So to those freeholders led by my good friend Ron Rios, I congratulate you on a great 2017, and then I look forward to an even better 2018. Tonight, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to Amy Petroselli, to Stacy, Shannon, Addie, and all the people who worked so hard to put this night together for all of us. Thank you to all of you for coming out on this very cold evening to help us celebrate our swearing in and the reorganization of our Freeholder Board. Thank you to my running mates, Santi Nara and Leslie Koppel, who carried me to victory this year, or last year, and to Mr. Edison himself, Charlie Tamaro. A special thanks to Charlie, for without him I would have been the oldest candidate on the ticket. So thank you, Charlie, for that. And thank you to the voters of Middlesex County. It has been the privilege of my life to have served for the past 25 years as your surrogate. And I am so grateful for the opportunity to continue to serve as your surrogate. After hearing some of the remarks, Eileen is going to think that my head's going to get bigger than it already is. But let me say this, that over the course of the campaign, there were many occasions where Director Rios and my chairman, Kevin McCabe, had opportunities to introduce me at different events. And they would always make remarks that Middlesex County Surrogates Court was the model Surrogates Court in New Jersey. That isn't because of anything that I did. That's really a tribute to the people I work with every day. People like Sharon Sutton and John Zerman and all the rest of the people who serve the clients that walk through our door, either in New Brunswick at any one of our 11 satellite offices. So I want to thank them for everything that they do each and every day for our residents in Middlesex County. I want to thank my chairman, Kevin McCabe, and my vice chair, Beatrice Moskowitz, for their leadership during our campaign. I want to thank John Carroll and all of the good people at the MCDO for all their hard work. I now know what a Google Calendar is, thanks to John Carroll. And to the young Democrats of Middlesex County, led by Keith Jones, who really did an outstanding job for us during the campaign. I want to thank all of my friends who took the time to be here tonight to help me celebrate this great event. And I want to thank my family, of course, most of whom you met up here. Many of them are also in the audience. And I want to thank my Uncle Jack. Most of you know him as Judge Keefe. For 58 years, I've known him as Uncle Jack. And having him here tonight for the 6th time makes this an even more special event. That he dusted off the robes, drove up from Monmouth County with his beautiful wife, Aunt Jerry, and was able to be here again for the 6th time. And to Monsignor Curry, who we've been friends for more than 30 years. And our gray hair can tell you that. But I appreciate him taking the time to be here with us tonight. And finally, you know, Middlesex County in the last 80 years has had 3 deputy surrogates. Abraham Modelinsky served in that role for 47 years. He was succeeded by Richard Watson, who served in that role for 20 years. I had the privilege of working with Richard Watson for my first 12 years. When Richard decided to retire, the biggest decision I've ever made as the surrogate was who would succeed him. And my decision was to appoint the first female deputy surrogate in the history of Middlesex County. And I have to tell you that there was some doubt on people's part of whether that was the right choice. 13 years later, I can sit here and tell you that there's not a judge in our courthouse or an attorney who practices probate that doesn't rely on Eileen Weber for everything that involves probate when they have a question. So Eileen Weber, who makes me look good every day, not only is she my deputy surrogate, she's also known as my trusty sidekick, my #1 driver, and my best friend. And I certainly appreciate everything she does for me. So thank you. If I've gone over my 5 minutes, Director Rios, not too bad. I'm only here every 5 years. I only get the microphone every 5 years. But again, Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you for being here, and I hope you have a great year. Thank you.
I will now call the roll for the election of the excuse me. I will now call the roll for this reorganization meeting. Freeholder Armwood?
Here.
Freeholder Kenny?
Here.
Freeholder Koppel? Here. Freeholder Nara?
Here.
Freeholder Rios?
Here.
Freeholder Tamaro?
Here.
Freeholder Valenti?
Here.
We will now entertain a motion to nominate the director of this board for the year 2018. I recognize Freeholder Kenny.
I nominate Ron Rios to be the director of the board.
The name of Freeholder Ronald Rios has been placed in nomination by Freeholder Kenny, and I now recognize Freeholder Santi Nara.
I second Freeholder Kenny's motion.
A motion has been made and seconded to nominate Ronald Rios as the director of the board. Are there any other nominations? I declare nominations closed. I will now call the roll for the election of Freeholder Ronald G. Rios as director for the year 2018. Freeholder Armwood?
Yes.
Freeholder Kenny? Freeholder Koppel?
Yes.
Freeholder Nara?
Yes.
Freeholder Rios?
Yes.
Freeholder Tamaro?
Yes.
Freeholder Valenti?
Yes.
Please join me in a round of applause to welcome the director of this Board of Chosen Freeholders for the year 2018, Freeholder Ronald G. Rios of the Borough of Carteret. I will now ask the Honorable Joseph Vitality, Senator of the 19th Legislative District of New Jersey, to administer the oath of office to Freeholder Director-elect Rios. Holding the Bible for Freeholder-elect Director Rios is his wife, Mickey.
I, Ronald G. Rios,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States,
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform
all the duties of Director of the Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders,
all the duties of the Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders
according to the
Director,
best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I'd like to thank my freeholders for your support. I really appreciate it. My distinguished freeholder colleagues, members of the clergy, judiciary, federal, state, county staff, and local officials and friends, and a special welcome to our governor-elect, Phil Murphy. It is my great honor to welcome you to these reorganization ceremonies. My wife, Mickey, and I wish everyone here health, happiness, and success in the new year. Thank you to my freeholder colleagues for the confidence you have placed in me to lead Middlesex County in 2018. I take on the responsibilities of director with a strong sense of purpose, and I am committed to serving the people of Middlesex County who have entrusted this board to safeguard their best interest. Your trust in us was once again shown this past November as my colleagues Charlie Tamaro Santi Nara, and Leslie Koppel regained their seats on the board. I congratulate them and our county surrogate, Kevin Hoagland, on his election to a 6th term. On behalf of all of us, I wish to thank the voters of Middlesex County for their continued support. 2018 is going to be an amazing year here in Middlesex County. We have much to look forward to, and we have much to build on. And we have an amazing story to tell and show about the richness, depth, and opportunities of this place that most of us here in this room call home. Innovation, culture, collaboration, and opportunity. These words define us as a county. They guide our choices. They represent who and what we are, and what we offer to our residents, businesses, and visitors. And it is up to us to bring this to life every day in the lives of everyone in our county. As many of you know and have seen here tonight, in 2017, we began something very different for the county. While we all know what Middlesex County is a special place, we all know that sometimes, with our busy personal and professional lives, we forget to take the time to realize and appreciate the uniqueness of our county, of our story, of what it means to be able to live and work here. So, in 2017, we began telling the story of Middlesex County in new ways. In fact, as you enter the auditorium this evening, and what is behind me on this stage, you are seeing elements of how we are telling the story, showing who and what we are as Middlesex County and what we have to offer. As we developed and launched these campaigns, what became so clear is the dedication and pride that all of us, all of you, have in Middlesex County. Pride not only in the county, but also in making sure that every aspect of life here is supported by our best-in-class county services and programs. In 2018, as we continue to tell our story, we will showcase and highlight these core themes: innovation, culture, collaboration, and opportunity that run through everything we do in Middlesex County. We will go even wider and deeper with the ways we share, and we will focus on the many ways we are actually delivering and supporting these themes through our services, programs, initiatives as a county, and the impact they have on our residents and businesses. Let me touch on what these themes represent and what you will see and experience in Middlesex County in 2018. Innovation. Innovation drives us to ask, how can we work smarter and creatively to better serve our residents, our businesses, in everything we do? How do we bring innovation into all our services? Let me give you some examples that we are all very excited about. In the first quarter of this year, we will welcome the first tenants of the residents at Roosevelt Park in Edison, ushering in a new chapter for this grand building that has been caring for our residents since 1937. Middlesex County created an innovative public-private partnership to build and manage this restored facility. From a tuberculosis hospital to a long-term care center, the residents at Roosevelt Park now offers affordable, independent living for seniors. This innovative, restored facility is part of our continuing commitment to responding to the changing needs of our population by meeting their continuum of care needs, as well as ending homelessness and helping our veterans. In fact, 5 units are set aside for homeless individuals, and veterans will have preference for up to 25% of the units. The residents at Roosevelt Park is an example of how we are thinking and providing services in new ways, an example of bringing innovation to a key service we can now provide. Most of you know that this board and myself have a special place in our hearts for our veterans. By helping them find homes and other needed services, we are showing how thankful we are for their sacrifices for our freedoms. I'd like to ask all our veterans in the room to please stand at this time. Please stand. Thank you. Speaking of veterans, you can see to my left a flag on display. This flag was flown over bases in Iraq and Afghanistan and over the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. It was loaned to us for today's ceremonies by Senior Master Sergeant Nardia Salmon, who retired after 8 deployments and 20 years of service with the United States Air Force, and who is the cousin of Highland Park Councilwoman Elsie Foster Dublin. On behalf of the Board of Chosen Freeholders, I thank Senior Master Sergeant Salmon for her service and sacrifice and for lending us this flag today. Another example of innovation is how we are applying technology throughout the county, an important focus area in 2018. Last year, we worked diligently on our open data portal. The portal allows residents, businesses, and visitors access to a wide variety of key information about the county. If you're interested in learning where the county walking paths or the transit routes and stations in the county are, if you want to know where the urban enterprise zones or the industrial parks are, the Middlesex County Open Data Portal has all this information and more. The Open Data Portal is now accessible on the county website and will become even more robust in 2018 as additional information to help residents and business is added. In another exciting offering, the Middlesex County Services Locator will be available for the first quarter of 2018, providing a great, easy-to-use experience to our residents and businesses. This will allow anyone to search for information about job training, health services, counseling, child care, adult care, or housing online from wherever you are. More residents and businesses will now have access to the information they require to locate the services they need when and where they need it. Culture. Culture is a very important part of who we are, adding tremendous value to our quality of life in Middlesex County. It is something about which we are passionate and proud. We have more initiatives and programs than I could possibly mention here, but to name a few, it means remaining committed to our history and the arts by continuing cultural and arts funding. It means starting to plan for the complete renovation of our Plays in the Park facility and surrounding grounds. It means investing in the Performing Arts Center in New Brunswick, which will be the home of the new Middlesex County Institute of the Arts. It means remaining committed to preserving precious acres through the Open Space Program, which has already grown to over 8,000 acres. Collaboration. Collaboration is at the heart of how we do business as a county. We collaborate in supporting our municipalities, government agencies, businesses, and community organizations. We collaborate in working with our businesses and Chamber of Commerce partners as we continue to educate the community on the sophisticated research tools available to them. We are collaborating to develop the centralized property tax map administration program, providing updated digital tax maps for each municipality at no cost to them. These modernized maps will reduce municipal costs and facilitate fair and equitable property tax assessments. This program will alleviate the expense and time-consuming effort of going through the reevaluation process. And I'm very excited about the launch of a new, comprehensive, countywide master planning process that will define where the county wants to be over the next 20 years. We will be using a strategic planning approach that will define our goals for every aspect of Middlesex County, including housing, economic development, jobs, transportation, energy, technology, arts and history, community health, public safety, and recreation. To build this plan, we will be working with, collaborating with, and across every county department, municipality, and all our partners. There is no comprehensive master plan like this in New Jersey. Middlesex County will be the first. This comprehensive plan will be at the leading edge of taking Middlesex County into the future and will place Middlesex County in a leading role moving the state of New Jersey forward. Opportunity. Opportunity is something we are always seeking for every Middlesex County resident and business, and is a characteristic that has always defined Middlesex County throughout our very long and rich history. For example, last fall, we introduced our municipalities to FEMA's Community Rating System program that helps them develop floodplain plans that will allow residents and businesses who participate to have an opportunity to see up to a 15% reduction in their flood insurance programs. For those in public safety, it means we can help keep people and their property safer. We will also be participating in the U.S. Census Bureau's local update of census addresses, known as the LUCA program. Participating in this program helps the Census Bureau conduct an accurate population survey across the county. This is critically important as an accurate population survey determines how billions of grant dollars are allocated, how congressional districts are drawn, and helps the county and municipalities plan better and smarter. The county will take a lead role in helping our community partners participate in this critically important initiative by using our map-based GIS technology at no cost to them. The programs I've mentioned here are just a few examples in Middlesex County that show and bring to life how history meets innovation, art meets culture, diversity meets collaboration, and education meets opportunity. Finally, we are very proud that we get the privilege to serve the people of our county and that we have the capabilities to deliver and grow our key services. We have been able to achieve this by maintaining a AAA bond rating for the last 16 years, which has allowed us to reduce debt and maintain the true financial stability of a well-managed organization. This is unique, and it provides tremendous benefits and opportunities for us as a county to serve our residents and businesses in ways we simply would not otherwise have the ability to do. There is a quote that I particularly like from Steve Jobs, a leader who knew a thing or two about how to build a great company with great products from a powerful story, strategy, and team. And I quote, "Great things in business are never done by one person. They are done by a team." And this is absolutely true for Middlesex County with our great team of people dedicated to public service. Because in the end, public service is all about teamwork and a common goal. I am fortunate to have outstanding colleagues on the Freeholder Board, and we are all fortunate to have county staff members who exemplify teamwork, collaboration, dedication, excellence, and who are passionate about bringing to Middlesex County all of the opportunities that we have talked about this evening. I want to thank each and every one of them for helping us reach our goals as a team. I also want to thank our partners at the federal, state, and municipal levels of government who work with us on behalf of the residents of Middlesex County. Most of all, I want to thank our residents for entrusting us to work on their behalf. It is truly an honor and a privilege to serve you. May God bless you. May God bless the United States of America. Thank you. At this point, I recognize Fielder Nara for a motion to spread the director's message upon the minutes of this meeting.
I so move.
I recognize Fielder Koppel to second the motion.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. At this point, we will now entertain a motion to nominate the Deputy Director of this board for the year of 2018. I recognize Fielder Shantinara.
Freeholder Director, I'm very proud to nominate Freeholder Charlie Tamaro for the position of Deputy Director of this board.
Motion made by Fielder Nara for Charlie Tamaro. I recognize Fielder Leslie Koppel.
I'm honored to second this motion.
I recognize Fielder Leslie Koppel for the second. A motion has been made and seconded to nominate Fielder Charlie Tamaro as Deputy Director of this board. Are there any other nominations? This time I declare the nominations closed. I call the election for the Deputy Director. Clerk will now call the roll for the election of Fielder Charlie Tamaro as Deputy Director for the year 2018.
Freeholder Armwood?
Yes.
Freeholder Kenny? Freeholder Koppel?
Yes.
Freeholder Nara?
Yes.
Freeholder Tamaro?
Yes.
Freeholder Valenti?
Yes.
Freeholder Director Rios?
Yes. I call upon the Honorable Peter Barnes, the third Family Court Judge, to administer the oath of office to Freeholder Deputy Director-elect Charlie Tamaro. Holding the Bible for Freeholder Deputy Director-elect Tamaro is his wife Maria Tamaro, son Justin Tamaro, and daughter Amanda Troiano.
I'd like to congratulate Shanti, Leslie, and Kevin on their new terms. Good luck. I've known Charlie a long, long time, and many people feel that, and I'm one of them, that Charlie is probably the greatest councilman that Edison has ever known for his dedication and service and integrity. And it's a real pleasure to be able to give the oath of office. I, Charles E. Tamaro, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of New Jersey, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of Deputy Director of the Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders according to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Help me God.
I just want to say thank you to my colleagues for once again for supporting me for Deputy Director. I promise to do the best job I can possibly do. Thank you very much.
this time, we'll have any discussion by any freeholder on any items listed on the agenda. Seeing none, at this time I open up the meeting to the floor if anyone would like to speak on any listed item on the agenda. You have to go to the microphone in the back, state your name and address, and you have 5 minutes.
Good evening. I can barely see you. Charles Cradaville. I'm from New Brunswick. I'm the editor of a newspaper, New Brunswick Today. First, point of order, will the floor be opened to the public for general public comments?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And I do want to ask about the cash management policy, 18-11R. Can you tell me if Brunswick Bank and Trust is among the depositories?
Could you say that again?
Is Brunswick Bank and Trust one of them?
Yes.
Okay. And under 18-16, you say you're adopting Robert's Rules of Order. Is that enumerated in the resolution, or are you just citing the book, Robert's Rules of Order?
It just cites the book, Mr. Cradaville.
Okay, so I'll consult the book. Thank you.
Anyone else from the public? Is there a motion to close?
Second.
Motion to close by Freeholder Valente. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Deputy Director Tamaro. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, Mr. Kelso.
Yes, I believe there is no freeholder that wishes to remove any resolution. If not, Director, a motion would then be in order to adopt a consent agenda consisting of resolution numbers 18-01 through 18-19.
Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Freeholder Valente, seconded by Freeholder Deputy Director Tamaro. Call the roll.
Freeholder Armwood?
Yes.
Freeholder Kenny? Freeholder Koppel?
Yes.
Freeholder Nara?
Yes.
Freeholder Tamaro?
Yes.
Freeholder Valenti?
Yes.
Freeholder Director Rios?
Yes. Okay, at this time I open up the meeting to the public on any thing the public would like to ask. You state your name and address, and you have 5 minutes. No one? Is there a motion to close?
Good evening once again. Charles Cradaville, New Brunswick, New Brunswick Today. I'm here to follow up on this.
Can't hear you.
I'm here to... I'm here to follow up on the serious matter that I've been bringing to your attention regarding the tragic death of Daniel Nagahama after his arrest by the Highland Park police. Is the county prosecutor still here?
I don't know if he's here because, quite honestly, Mr. Cradaville, it's a little difficult for us to see out in the audience who's in the audience because of the light glare.
I understand. I noticed he was here earlier, and I think he really owes the public an explanation for why he misled us about what happened. And for those who don't know, the county prosecutor's office published a press release about this incident that remains to this day on the county website with false information that says that the police revived this person when there's no evidence to suggest that. The officers' reports do not mention any reviving. The video that we released does not show any reviving. And I would like the county prosecutor to explain himself for why he made those false claims. And I think that the county has an obligation to correct the record since it is on your website. Will you be modifying or removing that statement from your website?
Mr. Cradaville, as I've stated numerous times at freeholder meetings in the past on this issue, the prosecutor is appointed by the governor. He was appointed by this governor, Chris Christie. He's a constitutional officer, and he's answerable to the state attorney general. If you have any questions, comments, concerns in reference to the prosecutor, I'll say it again. I suggest you talk to the state attorney general.
I've heard you say that before, and I respect that. I'm following up with you about your website, the county's website. I know the county's responsible for its own website, and it still contains this false information on it. So I want to know, will the county correct that false information or remove it from the website?
That's something that I would have to maybe have a later discussion with county council and see if that's appropriate or not.
Okay. I do think the right thing for the prosecutor to do, if he can't explain himself, is to resign. And I hope that the next governor, who's also no longer with us here today, won't reappoint him and will use his voice to call on him to step down. And I know that the freeholders don't have the power to force a resignation or to fire the county prosecutor. I understand that, but you do have your voice too, and some of you took an oath tonight. You've all taken an oath, and I think the right thing to do is to call on him to resign if he can't explain his actions, if he can't explain why his office has been misleading the public about this. There have been other issues I brought up about the county prosecutor, but this is serious. This is the most serious of issues. A man's life was lost, and the county prosecutor covered up the circumstances that led to that death. He was not upfront about the use of force, about the fact that pepper spray was used on this man 3 hours before he died. He was, misled the public by making up a phony story, a narrative where the police revived the man when there's no evidence to suggest that. And if he can't explain why those things took place or correct the record, then the only acceptable outcome is for him to leave office and let someone take over the job who's willing to be honest and truthful with us, the county residents, who the prosecutor's supposed to work for us and work for all of you too. So I hope that you will use your voice and speak out about this and look into it, and don't just talk to county council in a back room, but actually be vocal and use your power, use your voice to get this prosecutor out of here so that we can get somebody who's going to live up to the oath that they took. And I have other matters to bring up, but they pale in comparison to this, so I'll bring them up at your next meeting, and wish you a happy and healthy 2018 and great future for the county. Thank you.
Anyone else from the public?
Motion to close the public portion.
Second.
Motion to close by Freeholder Armwood, seconded by Freeholder Nara. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, at this time I'll ask Amy Petrucelli, Clerk of the Board, to read the list of committees appointed by myself.
Freeholder Director Ronald D. Rios, Chair of all committees. Freeholder Liaison to the Ethics Board. Freeholder Deputy Director Charles E. Tamaro, Chair, County Administration. Charles Kenny, Member. Business Development and Education Committee, Kenneth Armwood, Chair. Blanquita B. Valenti, Member. Community Services Committee, Blanquita B. Valenti, Chair. Santee Nara, Member. Finance Committee, Leslie Koppel, Chair. Kenneth Armwood, Member. Infrastructure Management Committee, Charles Kenny, Chair. Leslie Koppel, Member. Public Safety and Health Committee, Santee Nara, Chair. Charles E. Tamaro, Member.
Thank you. I would just like to let everyone know that there will be after the meeting, there will be a reception hosted in the dining area of this building, and it's hosted by the Middlesex County Democratic Organization. Before we close, I would like to recognize a few dignitaries that we have here, quite a few, and of course, certainly our friends here from Congress, Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman, and Congressman Frank Pallone. And we have some other dignitaries here as well. We have Assemblyman Wayne D'Angelo, Assemblyman-elect Roy Freeman, Assemblyman Joe Danielson, Assemblyman Joe Egan, Assemblyman Robert Karabinchik, Assemblywoman Nancy Pinkin, of course our Assemblyman Speaker-elect Craig Coughlin, Assemblywoman-elect Yvonne Lopez, Senator Linda Greenstein, Senator Pat Dignan, and Senator Joe Vitale. We have mayors here of Carteret, Mayor Dan Ryman, Mayor Brad Cohen of East Brunswick, Mayor Jonathan Bush, Metuchen, Mayor Ron DeMure, Middlesex Borough, Mayor Francis Womack, Mayor Wilda Diaz from Perth Amboy, Mayor Brian Waller for Piscataway, Mayor Peter Cantu from Plainsboro, and Mayor John McCormick from Woodbridge. At this time, I would welcome Reverend Monsignor Robert Zamorsky, pastor of the Cathedral of St. Francis of Assisi in Metuchen, and Sammy Katovic, director of the New Brunswick Islamic Center, to offer the benediction.
Let us humbly bow our heads before the Lord, acknowledging His presence as we pray. Lord God of all creation, among the many graces you give us continually are the women and men who so generously select to serve your people in public office. This evening we gathered to connect these elect of the Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders with you. We beg your blessings on them and upon their families, that you will keep them in your loving hands, that you will imbue them with the generosity and wisdom they need to humbly serve your people within our county. As they are challenged, give them wisdom and patience. When they are successful, give them humble satisfaction. If they should fail, encourage them with new resolve. Allow them always to be aware of your presence and substantial blessings. Amen.
We turn to you, O Lord, all merciful, the source of mercy, all compassionate, the source of compassion, all loving, the source of love. We thank you, God, for the immense blessings that you have given us, for freedom, the blessings of safety, warmth, and meaningful fellowship. We recognize that many within our communities do not have these and are suffering at the time that we are gathering here tonight. Make us to be amongst those who are always grateful, for you are the generous. We turn to you as a people in a nation that increasingly seems to be a nation divided. We ask you to unite us, for you are the mender of hearts and the gatherer. We turn to you as a people whose differences are frequently being used as sources of division and hatred, and not as you intended, to be ways of understanding and knowing each other. Fill our hearts with understanding and love, for you are love. We turn to you as a nation described as our President Lincoln, a nation that is conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Yet we find ourselves increasingly moving in the direction of serving the haves and neglecting the have-nots. Help us to be amongst those who uphold the promise of this nation and be guided by justice for all, for you are the just. We turn to you, asking for protection from those within and those without our nation who seek to do us harm, for you are the protector. We turn to you as citizens of the state of New Jersey, under the shadow of Lady Liberty, who proudly holds her torch high, welcoming those searching for a better life. Let us be that beacon of light that sets the standard for the nation as a state that welcomes, a state that helps those who are in despair, for you are hope. We turn to you today, not only as citizens of this country and as of this state, but as human beings, the identity that you have ennobled us and honored us with. We pray that we live up to those ideals that the prophets and sages taught about, for you are our Creator. We turn to you as we begin a new chapter in this state, with a new administration under our Governor-elect, Phil Murphy. We ask that you make him to be steadfast, a leader who represents the interests of all those in the state and embodies the principles of the prophetic model of servant leadership, for you are the all-knowing and all-aware. We turn to you today as we sit here, beginning a new chapter with the freeholders of the Middlesex County, those who are sworn in and those who are existing. We ask that you give them the wisdom and intellect, the purity of hearts, and the fortitude of will in guiding us with policies and budgets that are reflective of the needs of our communities, for you are the guide. we turn to you today at the beginning of this new year, and we ask that you make this a year in which we become the instruments of your mercy, compassion, love, and generosity, and to make us as effective partners with those of our leaders entrusted with our well-being, our communities, counties, state, and nation. May God bless us all. Amen.
Before we close, I would ask, is there a motion to close? Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Freeholder Valente, seconded by Freeholder Koppel. All in favor?
Aye.
We are pleased to welcome back at this point. The meeting's adjourned. Please, we're welcome back the Middlesex County Police and Fire and Pipes and Drums, who will play as we depart this evening.